The night held its breath. Plastic bags rustled with a ghostly whisper. Footsteps echoed in a lonely alley, boots crunching over broken glass and forgotten scraps. A lone figure moved silently among the shadows, unseen, unnoticed. A faded silhouette carrying secrets no one dreamed she would own. By dawn, she would rise beyond every expectation. Yet, no matter what she earned, no matter how high she climbed, they never stopped hating her. The alley smelled of rot and rain-soaked cardboard, an oppressive fog of decay hanging thick in the air. Flies circled lazily, their hum a chilling constant in the early morning haze. Lila's fingers, cracked and stained with dirt, sifted rapidly through the refuse. Every handful was a gamble, some treasures, mostly trash. Her clothes clung to her lean frame in ragged shreds, soaked from the night's mist. Her eyes, dark and fiery beneath strands of unruly hair, seemed almost unnatural in their sharpness. Something caught her attention, a fragile piece among the ruin. A photograph, edges curled and discolored, showed a smiling woman holding a child close. Her mother. Lila's breath hitched. Her lips parted slightly, voice nearly breaking the silence. "I'll make you proud one day." But the alley gave me no comfort. From the shadows, low voices stirred, words thick with scorn and judgment. Trash picker, filth, worthless. A man spat on the ground, inches near her worn boots, the wet cracks slicing through the heavy gloom. She felt the sting, but she did not flinch. Anger was a quiet ember burning low beneath her skin. Her eyes lifted, catching sight of a flash against the rusty lamppost, a flyer, bold and bright. Tech startup job fair, innovate the future. The words were a spark in the dark. Hope curled inside her like a coiled spring waiting to be released. Lila clutched the photo to her chest, folded the flyer carefully, and walked towards a fragile dawn breaking over the distant city skyline. The workshop was a confining cage of fading light and clutter. Flickering fluorescent bulbs hummed above, casting uneven shadows over workbenches littered with stray wires, half-melted plastic, and tools strewn like the casualties of endless battles. On a splintered old table lay her creation, a small device pieced together from broken circuit boards, frayed cables, and scavenged parts. It pulsed weakly with faint beeps, the fragile heartbeat of possibility. Lila crouched close, tense, breath shallow. Her fingers danced over the wires with practiced, tired precision. Sweat dripped along her temple and mingled with the grime beneath her nails. Jack, her mentor and the closest thing she had to family, stood behind her. His face was worn and lined, but softened by a rare warmth. "You know they don't hand chances to girls like you, not from the alleys." His voice was gravelly, rough, but earnest. She didn't look away. Her voice barely above a whisper, she responded, "They'll listen. I'll make sure." They stood at the perimeter of two worlds, one cold and shining, the other dark and broken. When the day came, Lila entered that cold world, a tech fair gleaming with sterile light and clipped voices. She was an anomaly with torn clothes and dirt in her hair amid polished suits and mechanical smiles. The crowds looked and sneered. Their silence was loaded like bullets. "Trash picker," a whisper hissed. "Why is she here?" Lila moved forward, resolute despite the weight of their eyes. Without words, she revealed her invention, a compact machine that distilled clean water from polluted waste, using recycled electronics buried in forgotten landfills. The room melted into silence. Skeptic eyes blinked, judging every line and angle. One investor, stern-faced and cautious, finally gave a slow nod. Unorthodox, promising. Days spilled into the nights, punctuated by cold rejections, slammed doors, and the relentless hum of broken machines. Her hands ached, heart bruised but unyielding. At every setback, Jack's words echoed. Relentless grit turns trash into treasure. The conference room glittered like a crown jewel, wrapped in glass and steel. Cameras flashed like quicksilver bolts, capturing every poised smile and sharp gaze. Lila stood tall in sharp attire now, a woman forged not just by success, but by the unyielding fire of forgotten nights. The world celebrated her, a titan emerging from shadows. But below her towering office, in the crumbling corners where she had once walked barefoot, rage boiled beneath the surface. Crowds gathered, fists clenched, faces hard. Signs raised with bitter accusations, "Traitor." She forgot where she came from. The voices of the past screamed louder than any applause above. She watched from her skyscraper window, silence filling the hollow space within. They hated her, not for who she was, but for who she had become, because she had rewritten the rules. Under a cracked, overcast sky, a young girl nestled close to her frail mother. The world around them was bleak, streets littered with trash, hunger gnawing fiercely. Her mother's breath was fragile, but her eyes burned with fierce love and hope. "Promise me," she whispered, voice resolute. "Promise you will dream beyond this." The girl's hand gripped her mother tightly. Tears glistened, determination brightened her eyes. "I promise." Years later, in a dim, quiet room, Lila faced her reflection in a cracked mirror. Shadows traced the lines of a woman forged by pain and hope. Her fingers brushed a faded photograph tucked in her pocket, the last connection to where she came from. The scent of dust and cool night air filled her lungs. She breathed deeply, whispering quietly, "I am still me." Night blanketed the forgotten parts of the city. Lila's footsteps were soft but steady. At a weathered doorstep, she left a small bag filled with food, water, and silent gifts to children still trapped in shadows like she once was. Sometimes surviving hate means standing taller than ever.